What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Treyarch released a brand new video covering the story from the whole Dark Aether from beginning to end of the story thus far, with the brand new map Forsaken coming out here later this week. You're not going to miss it, and this is a perfect video for people like me who don't strictly follow the storyline and give us a refresh, a look at what's happened from the beginning of Cold War till now so far in the Dark Aether story, which I do believe they're going to be continuing on the Dark Aether story into Vanguard. It'll just be like a prequel to what happened here in Cold War, since Vanguard is back in World War II. So guys, if you are excited, sit back, relax, enjoy it. And if you guys are enjoying the videos on the channel, be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. Without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Here we go, the Dark Aether story thus far. Going through D Machina, Outbreak.
Hi everyone, I'm Craig Houston. I'm the lead writer at Treyarch.
That was a sneak peek at Forsaken right there.
Move into season 6 and the finale of the Black Ops Cold War zombie story. We thought it might be nice to take a little look back at where we've come from and learn how we got to where we are now.
I agree, let's do it. He's a little bit quiet though.
Story with the launch of Black Ops Cold War. Our initial map, D Machina, was really the one that showed how this story had come to be. It delved into Nazi experiments from the end of World War II, where they hoped to turn the tide of the war by harnessing the powers of a cyclotron.
Commencing cyclotron test run number 12. Dr. Kurtz, please proceed.
Unfortunately for them, what they actually succeeded in doing was ripping a hole into a dimension known as the Dark Aether.
Cut the bullets!
When the Red Army discovered what the Nazis had been doing with the particle accelerator, they took steps to try and seal the rift. And that meant someone had to be volunteered to go inside and seal it up from the inside.
How can I be of service, Comrade Lazarev?
There is a machine I need you to deactivate. Understood?
Da.
Congratulations, Tavarish. You're going to be a hero of the Soviet Union.
As players explored D Machina, they were introduced to a new cast of characters who would be guiding them, specifically the Requiem team, led by Grigory Weaver and assisted by Major Carver, Dr. Strauss and Dr. Gray. As time progressed, we also learned a lot more about our bitter rivals, a Soviet-led unit known as Omega Group. As time went on, we would learn more about their hierarchy too, most notably a familiar face from Black Ops 1, Kravchenko. As we'd seen in D Machina, Samantha Maxis was determined to stay in the field and continue her own investigations.
You have to turn yourself in. The CIA can protect you. I can protect you.
I can't do that, Weaver. The Omega Group have plans for the Outbreak zones.
And this is something that led us on to our next map, which was Firebase C.
Requiem. I really like this video so far. It's really great. Just a look back.
The Firebase C map, they worked with Ravenov, a former Omega Group soldier who had decided that he couldn't stomach what they were doing and maybe perhaps seek out new allies. Amongst those allies was Agent Maxis herself.
I am not a traitor to my country. Omega are not who we are.
And it was his intel that led her to Firebase C, where, sadly, she ran afoul of another new character, Dr. Peck.
Maxis is a poor, little, lost girl. No one, least of all you, can bring her back.
Given her defiance and refusal to cooperate with Dr. Peck, he threw her into the Dark Aether.
No one is coming for you because no one cares about you. From dust you are, and to dust you will return.
Don't know how long I've been waiting for an answer, but I am here, and I have been waiting for a long time.
Upon Maxis' return, Ravenov warned us that Omega Group were undertaking operations in the Ural Mountains, something that would become very important as the story progressed. We were also introduced to Omega Group's leader, Kravchenko, who was not at all pleased with Peck's failure, nor was another senior member of Omega staff, Valentina.
That's Valentina.
So, as we took our operations to the Ural Mountains, we introduced a brand new mode for zombies, which was Outbreak. The game kind of opened up in a way that isn't always possible with round-based maps. Narratively, Outbreak was a lot of fun because this was the first time really that Requiem had gone on the offensive. They undertook Operation Threshold, a series of experiments led by the different members of the Requiem cast with their own specialities to understand the Dark Aether, understand the enemy, and to obviously gain an upper hand against Omega. Requiem began to get more.
Yeah, this is where a lot of my knowledge of the Dark Aether story goes, because I didn't really play a lot of Outbreak, but
behind Weaver's back. And this led us to a whole mission involving a Russian program called Operacja Inversia. As players moved through this mission, they discovered that the Omega group had built something called the Reality Inversion Warheads.
This power is too dangerous for either Omega or Requiem to possess. So I say, we dump them in the middle of the Pacific.
Following the events of Operacja Inversia, players got the opportunity to undertake another main quest, this time Operation Excision.
Been a long time, Weaver.
Ravenoff, you got some balls using this line after what you and Sam did.
Been contacted by a group of Omega scientists. They wish to defect.
Unfortunately, as we discovered at the end of that main quest, the whole thing was a trap, and the strike team were captured by Kravchenko and Omega.
To lure Requiem's so-called elite strike team into a trap. Fortunately, crushing helicopters is easy.
Requiem belongs to me now.
After the players had worked with Ravenoff and Maxis in Operacja Inversia, we learned that Maxis has got herself in a little bit of trouble, going behind Weaver's back, but perhaps more importantly, going behind the director's back.
Hey! Take your hands off me!
You're to undergo some additional testing.
Why are you doing this?
Orders from the director.
Maxis is to be taken to a secure facility known as Block 8, where she will undergo certain experiments. Following the disaster that was Operation Excision and the subsequent capture by Omega Group of the strike team, we moved to Mauer der Toten. And this time we're going to be working under the command of Omega Group.
Great map, by the way. Great map.
In Berlin. A certain member of our organization has gone to ground recently. I'm sure you've noticed their absence. I believe they are scheming against us.
Valentina has actually been seeking to enact a plan that is laying dormant from the end of World War II, which was to return a long-forgotten Nazi army who have essentially been housed in the Dark Aether for decades.
Someone had to free their army. My father chose me to complete that mission. No! It is not possible!
After defeating Valentina and her Nazi army, players escape with help from a rather unexpected source. A portal opens that allows them to teleport right back to Requiem HQ, and it becomes clear that Samantha Maxis is growing in power.
And this is where we left off.
Throughout Season 5's intel, we learn more of the experiments that she's undergone with the director.
You're going to electrocute me again?
I really hope it doesn't come to that, but I know what you're capable of. I just want to see it for myself.
We learn more about exactly how the Dark Aether has changed her, and more about what that could potentially mean for the future in Season 6. We also learn more about an entity in the Dark Aether known as the Forsaken. Were this creature to make it into our world, it would probably mean the end of life as we know it.
Oh, so Forsaken is a creature.
In reality,
I'm guessing it's that three-headed thing we got a glimpse of in the sneak peeks.
to destroy the Forsaken. So that's something we kind of messed up. So now they've developed a new plan. They believe they can bring it into our world and perhaps harness its powers as the ultimate weapon.
The Forsaken. A solution is necessary. It must be dealt with.
Colonel, there has been a change of plan, Gorev. Ek and I are developing a new solution for the Forsaken. Rest assured, if it is successful, it will mean salvation for the Soviet Union. We will be heralded as heroes.
Amongst the many pieces of intel that we found in Outbreak, we learned more about a character called Zykov, who was actually the poor Red Army soldier who went into the cyclotron back in World War II to seal it up, and he's been trapped in the Dark Aether for a very long time. He wants to get out. Now aware of Omega's plans for the Forsaken, Requiem need all the allies they can get.
Zykov. He may be the only one who truly knows the Forsaken.
Are we suggesting we somehow break this lost Russian out of the Dark Aether?
Poor bastard's been in there longer than anyone.
He promises them that if they can release him from his prison, he might be the deciding factor in overcoming both the Forsaken and Omega.
Ooh. Forsaken might be
Of season 6,
the best map in Cold War. We'll see that, we'll see.
Operatia Izbavitelj.
If Blind's returning, Burger Town?
In a facsimile of an American town, something that the Soviets and Omega Group have been using for many years for training purposes. This location is unique because
the
Omega
Arc
Group
XD
identified this as
the
specific place where the veil between our world and that of the Dark Aether is at its thinnest, and that's why they believe they can extract the Forsaken. Well, this final round-based zombies map represents the climax of the Black Ops Cold War zombie story. It's not the end of the Dark Aether story. Eagle-eyed or eagle-eared players might have noticed that we've been sowing the seeds of some other things that also harken back to World War II. The Dark Aether story will continue and expand in Call of Duty Vanguard.
What on earth is that thing? There you guys have it. That was the story thus far in the Dark Aether, released by Treyarch themselves. I know I didn't do a whole lot of talking. I was really just trying to pay attention, make sure I have like all the information and the knowledge of the story so far. If you guys want to go back through and watch it again, I'll leave the link down below in the description so you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. I think it was a really, really great recap and refresher video, especially for me, since I don't really pay too much attention to the storylines and since I don't really play a lot of Outbreak. I feel like it really pulled a lot together, and if some of you didn't know, they are continuing, Treyarch is continuing development into Vanguard, continuing their zombies, so Sledgehammer isn't making their own zombies. Treyarch is going to be kind of combining these companies, and I'm excited to see where it goes. It's going to be a different engine, different graphics going into Vanguard. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think it's going to be interesting to see where Treyarch goes in the future, and if they're going to actually keep continuing on creating zombies throughout every year, every life cycle of Call of Duty, whether it be Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, or Treyarch. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to actually pan out, but I'm super excited to see where it's going to go. It would be awesome to see the original OG characters back from back in the day, since we are going to World War II, and that's where zombies all started. But we'll see. Who knows? This is a different storyline, so we could definitely see them. We might not see them. Who knows? Let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments. Are you excited for Season 6 and beyond? If you are, leave a like, hit the subscribe button to be all for notifications. Tell your friends, tell your family, you know where to find me at iProPytash at all major social medias. That's Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, all at iProPytash. Also follow me at Life of Pytash, both on YouTube and Instagram for more lifestyle vlog type videos. But as always, guys, I'll see you next time.